Your driver's licence there, please?
Yeah, mate. Sure. Steve Carter, anyway. Where are we now? Phil, are you a Freemason, Mr. K. Murphy?
No, I'm not.
Righto. I feel this is a targeted attack. I don't know why you're pulling me over.
I told you for the purpose of roadside testing.
Right, and you were heading on a breath test, going over the bridge that way, and you did
I
a
was stopped
U-turn.
at the red light.
Yeah, and you did a U-turn to come back.
That's correct.
And why would you do that, sir?
Because I told you you'd be stopped for the purpose of
Right,
roadside testing.
I'm just letting you know that I'm under the Commonwealth of the Constitution of Australia,
Yep.
and so are you.
Yep, no worries.
Right? Come on, mate. I'm going to work, mate. So
Okay.
I'm letting you know now that I had a licence. They cancelled it, as in the space of 2 weeks, the New South Wales Police, because I'm trying to expose the pedophilia in Gosford.
Okay.
So they cancelled my licence. I've had it for, since I was 17?
Yep.
They cancelled it by giving me a fine for having my phone on my lap.
Okay.
All right? Twin 5 points. So I'm challenging that.
25 points.
Two lots of 5 points.
Okay, sorry,
Right?
yep.
So I'm challenging that. I went to the court. I put the paperwork through to go to the court.
Yep.
Right? And they've ruled a decision without me even being present in the court.
Okay.
Right? So I feel... Hang on, 2 seconds. Pull everything out, will I? What's your first name, Kent? Chris Steve. So I'm an Australian, mate. My father served for the country.
Yep.
Took a vaccine and had a stroke.
Okay.
My daughter took a vaccine, her hair fell out. Are you aware of the injuries that's going on in the country?
I'm not here to discuss.
Well, right
your
now,
views in relation to
you
the-
guys locked the state down. You're aware of that?
No, the government did.
No, you guys work for the government. Contact through them, and you guys locked the state down. Don't change the
We're
subject.
employed by the government, but
Right,
the government made the rules.
Anyway, I'll let you know now.
Thank you. All right, so Stephen, obviously I'm going to be, what you've just told me,
Yep.
I'm going to be asking you some further questions. You don't have to say I'll do anything.
That's right, mate.
Anything you say I'll do is being recorded. Do you understand that?
All good.
So my name is Senior Constable Murphy. I work
get your red dirt plate,
Highway
mate.
Patrol. Yep, no worries.
DN81BB. That's private registration, that one, mate?
No, it's not private registration.
It's not a government plate, that one.
All right, I'm not having this discussion with you. Okay?
Right, I'm just letting you know.
Stephen,
Yep.
you said your licence is cancelled.
No.
You said they cancelled your licence.
The RTA's cancelled the licence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
So my license, can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
My license sitting there right now. I have a truck license, I have a motorbike license.
Okay.
Right? And they put it through for a camera. Right? I have my phone on my lap.
Okay.
So a truck driver under equity law has a CB. You know, you can do all that. Under equity law, I win the case. Under common law.
Okay.
I've committed no harm, there's no crime.
So what do you
Okay.
mean by the government? What do you mean that they've cancelled your licence?
Well, it's gone through saying I don't have a licence because I have an event number with the New South Wales Police for the deaths and the homicide of the people that have taken vaccines. So this is a very, very serious crime.
Okay.
The number one crime. So right now you're being filmed, going live.
That's fine.
The number one crime in the country right now, the deaths and the vaccines being rolled out to our kids, the autopsies, the epilepsies, the spaghetti.
So, I'm just going to stop you there.
Right, all good.
At the end of the day,
I'm happy to do it. 1, 2, 3.
All right,
Yep.
I'll just
Right.
take your licence.
No.
Thank you. I'll take your licence.
Take it,
Thank
mate.
you.
All good. Take it.
All right, who
You want the
alcohols?
plate?
Late last night.
No, mate,
this
I don't
morning?
drink.
All right.
I don't drink, mate. I do have a drink now and again, but
Yeah, no. Nothing wrong with that.
I drink water, mate. I'm against the fluoride in the water causing cancers in our kids, mate. The epilepsy.
Stephen, just 1 to 10, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. Have you been subject to drug testing before?
I don't do drug testing. Mate.
Okay, that's all
No.
right. But have you done it? Have you been?
I'm not consenting to giving any of my saliva.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. That's how the.
So,
That's
like I said, my name's Senior Constable Murphy. I work at Green Guy Highway Patrol.
Yep.
All right, you have been stopped for the purpose of roadside testing. That includes drug testing as well.
Right.
So, I will tell you.
Have you heard of it?
Just let me finish.
This is a targeted attack, mate.
Okay.
You know this is a
If you just
targeted
let me
attack.
finish.
This is a targeted attack again. This is a targeted attack by the Freemasonic police.
I'm not part of Freemasons.
You are part of Freemasons.
Okay.
Freemasons run the police.
So, you are required to submit to this drug test. If you fail,
Can you admit that Freemasons run the police?
I can't admit that. No.
They admit that they run the police.
So, as I said, you are required to submit to this drug test. If you fail or refuse this drug test, you may be committing an offence. Do you understand that?
I'm claiming Regina versus Banner, that I've committed no crime.
If you refuse
Regina
or fail,
versus Banner is a
refuse
case
or-
law.
Okay, this is how it's going to go.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right.
I'll do that. But-
Because you'll be placed under arrest otherwise if you don't.
right,
Okay, so I'm just telling you straight out. All right.
right.
So this is a drug test.
So,
You
so
are-
people that use medical marijuana are allowed to drive vehicles,
Well, there's
as long as it's not in their system and they're not impaired.
It's the THC component, right? There's two types of medicinal cannabis. One that has THC in it, one that doesn't.
Right.
All right. The people that want to drive, they're required to use medicinal cannabis without the THC. And then
people are driving everywhere with THC in them right now, and they've been driving for 20, 30 years. Police officers down where we live have cannabis in them and smoke all the time in a highway patrol.
I'm not talking about anybody else at the moment.
I'm talking about the police officers on the Central Coast that smoke cannabis and drive the vehicles. Okay. So I'm happy to do that. If you do that right in front of me now, I'll do that. That's called common law.
That's not how it's going to work, all right?
Right,
you are required to submit to this test, right?
So right now, if I go guilty on that, right, a positive test.
You said you don't take drugs, so this should come back negative.
I don't do vaccines. I don't do any big pharma drugs. I do natural herb plants. Okay. 100%. If you want to call a plant a drug, well, that's like, look at this stuff up here.
Right. So the 3 tabs there, I'm going to ask you to swipe up and down.
I'm just going to have a drink of fluid first.
No, you're not. If you do,
right,
all right, you'll be interfering with the test.
Right.
All right.
Well, this is me, no contract, no joinder, no consent. Okay. Right. I've committed no harm. I haven't committed a crime.
Okay, that's fine. All right, but you are required to do this test.
I am required to do this. So who is required to do the test?
You are required to do this test.
So me or Stephen?
All right.
You just said you are required to do the test.
You're known as Stephen Gregory Carter, right, from Unit 27 of 1001, the entrance road, Foresters Beach. Right. Okay. That is the license you produced to me. There's your photo on it.
I don't own Stephen Gregory Carter. So, you know that, don't you?
I'm going to ask you to...
The simple birth certificate, the ownership of the birth certificate is owned by the state.
I've now asked you 3 times. All right?
Right.
I'm going to ask you for the 4th time.
And what happens if I go guilty on that?
If this comes back positive, I'll place you under arrest. Right. We'll do a secondary roadside test, secondary test on the roadside here.
Right.
Okay, if that goes positive on the roadside again, right, I'll issue you with a prohibition notice from driving for a period of 24 hours. And if I reject that now, and I claim my constitutional rights of Section 92 of our Commonwealth Constitution, I'll place you under arrest, and we'll go back to Hornsby Police Station.
Right. So that's what's going to happen. Either way, if I go guilty on that, I'm going back to the Hornsby Police Station.
If this comes back negative, then we don't have an issue.
I smoked a joint last night to go to bed.
Because that doesn't mean this test is going to come back positive.
Well, the thing is, my daughter has had the vaccine, had her hair falling out. We've been screaming out to the police, the witness statements all around the country. All right. And we smoke a joint to go to bed and relax.
That doesn't mean this is going to come back positive?
Oh, no worries.
Okay. So the 3 tabs, up and down your tongue, from the back to the front a few times. So just scrape it up and down your tongue.
Anyway, just remember this. I'm not impaired. I can walk a line now. I walk every morning.
It's not about impairment.
Right, so I've broken no laws but road rules. I've committed no crime, but I'm doing this consenting to Stephen Carter. I don't even own the birth name. That's owned by the state. Right? You got that? Everyone knows that. Okay. So what you guys are enslaving us to do this, we're going to do a job, you kick us out of our home. The pedophiles in Gosford, the pedophile priests are running the town. You work for the Freemason pedophile police.
Okay, sir. I said a couple of times, please, up and down your tongue. Thank you. No.
I can't do much more than that, mate. Mate, we can't be any more honest. Our kids are dying, vaccine deaths everywhere, and yet you're pulling us over. The police smoke joints and do this every night.
At this moment in time, I'm giving you a formal direction.
Just to sit on the side.
No. I'm giving you a formal direction. Do not place anything in your mouth.
Liquid.
Water. No. Not until I get the results of this test back. So you've been given a formal direction.
Right. And I'm claiming Regina versus Banner, which is the law. You guys, it's a private registration. You're under an ABN of a foreign corporation.
What's the registration plates on your car?
What's the registration?
What's the registration plates on your car?
That's the whole thing. What is it?
Well, you're telling me I've got private plates on my
the
car.
old days well, this is the bullying part of the king. I mean, the old days we'd have a horse and cart, we'd go down the road in our buggies, but yet you make us put plates on our car when we can drive freely. You know, the Constitution, which is the Commonwealth right here.
Oh, I'm not getting into this with you.
Commonwealth Constitution, I'm allowed to drive freely. Section 109, Section 92.
Okay, if that's the case,
that's the highest law of the country.
Then why do you pay registration?
Because we're bullied to by you guys.
But if you believe that so strongly...
I'll take my plates off right now and give you my plates and give you the licence back. I don't need it.
If you believe that so strongly, why do you pay to renew your licence? Why do you pay to renew your registration?
Because we're bullied to by the police, or we get decked and ripped out of our car, which have been done by Gosford. Pulled out of my car and decked on the ground. Okay. So I've suffered major trauma from you guys.
So in relation to your licence, you said it's cancelled.
And this is going to be a personal tort of claim, me versus you. But we go to court personally now.
How long has your licence been
I'm going to your house now because you guys have already taken mine and my kids. Okay. And my kids are in.
How long has your licence been cancelled for? You said it was cancelled.
I went to the RTA yesterday and had a check on it. Yep. And she said, no, you've lost your licence. I said, what? I've lost my licence. I've had 3 points on my licence, and I lost it from 2 issues of a fine from a camera, which is up at Mount White. Okay. Right? And I said, that's bullshit. I said truckies can use their CBs anyway. I challenged it to go to court.
Yep.
The paper went through to my parents' house.
Yep.
Right. My parents have taken an AVO out because they're in the Freemasons.
Okay.
Right. So they've had my daughters, and my kids are now vaccinated up and very sick.
Yep.
Right. And yet you guys are still rolling out these vaccines. It's still allowed.
I'm not rolling out the vaccines.
But you work for the police who lock the state down, who endorse all this stuff and encourage.
The police don't inject you with vaccines.
No, but you encourage, you lock the state down and you mandated
No,
it.
the government locked the state down.
Stop palming the buck.
The
buck is being palmed.
That was a few years ago.
Right? A few years ago, there's people dying from trauma right now, everywhere.
Yeah, but the government set the rules, not me.
The witness statement is right here. Mate, this is the witness statement this has been viewed 1.5 million times, right? And this is right now, this is the crime of the country. And you got Albanese signing up to roll in a new Moderna vaccine from the health minister.
Stephen, if you want some good news, your drug tests come back negative. So I'm not sure why you were panicking so much.
Because I smoke a joint to go to bed, mate, to relax. Right. It's medicine.
You sure it was cannabis?
Oh, fucking go, it's cannabis. It is cannabis. Mate, I want to work with you guys like no tomorrow. But the thing is, how do we say this? How do we stop the vaccines being pushed by Greg Hunt and these guys, right, killing our kids, which are your kids, which are causing accidents?
Well, anyway. Greg Hunt's got nothing to do with it anymore. He's not even in government.
Well, who's the health minister now? Who are we now?
Ryan Park.
Ryan Park. Well, Ryan Park
is the Australian Labor Party is in government in New South Wales.
Yeah, I'm not.
Chris Minson's the Premier. Ryan Park is the Health Minister. So Greg Hunt's got nothing to do with it.
Well, right now the vaccines are still toxic and hurting our kids.
Yeah, but right now you don't have to take them.
No, but the kids, they're still getting rolled on TV. So the mentality of people, if you put the good thing, the police, it's all about doing no harm.
Look, so I've had three.
Anyway, I want to become a copper, mate.
I've had 3 doses of the vaccine. I've had no issues.
No.
So, all right, just sit tight, mate. I'll see what the issue is with your licence.
Greg Hunt, Health Minister of Australia. Mark, This is the real crime. People dying everywhere. All because we have pedophiles as prime ministers.
that. All right. As you said, your licence is cancelled. You were told yesterday, from what you told me, by the Service New South Wales because of the 2 mobile phone offences that you can go to court for. And you were subsequently convicted of those offences in your absence.
I haven't received a notice to go to court.
Okay.
I haven't received a notice.
All right. But you were told, you said to me, you were told. You went to Service New South Wales to check on your licence, or you did something and you were told that your licence was cancelled.
This is why I'm under Commonwealth Constitutional Law. So it's virtually a common sense thing. I mean, a truck driver can have a walkie-talkie and do this, and yet if I've got a phone sitting on my lap and I get charged for having the phone on my lap, I've driven for my whole life, virtually an unblemished record, and all of a sudden I lose my licence in the space of 2 weeks. Right.
But with a CB and all that, you don't get Facebook or notifications.
No,
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying you don't get a CB. Doesn't give you notifications like missed call or messages or anything like that, does it? So that's the reason.
The thing is, so right now, I live in a car, but they know this. They know I'm in a car.
Who? Service New South Wales?
Service New South Wales, the New South Wales Police, the Freemasons in town. Right. They know I live in the car.
Have you got an email? Have you got an email address?
StephenGregoryCarter@yahoo.com.
Okay, because I can send paperwork. I can send some paperwork to you.
I did it all through the application on the phone. So why wouldn't they have sent me a reply application? Right, your court attendance notice. Your court attendance states this. Right. So I did it all through the app on the phone.
I can't give you an answer.
But as you know, the masterful system is dividing the government. So the police won't look into the crimes of this because it's beyond their scope. They say go to the health ministers. Well, the health ministers rolled it out. So normally, if there's a crime being committed, harm's being committed, the investigators, the police do that job. And this is where we're going. Well, fucking let us help. Let us stop these crimes on the people, because this Mr. Tedros is a United Nations foreign bloke bringing in poisons amongst the people.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I know you don't kid me. You're a good guy. You sound like a good guy.
Mate, look, you've been reasonable with me. I'm just being reasonable in return.
Yeah. So right now I've got to go to work and back. I've got to go to court and appeal. I'll appeal this still.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. But I'll just explain.
I'll walk from here.
I'll just explain.
I'll get someone else to drive my car.
Okay, I'll just explain this to you. So, you are required to attend Hornsby Local Court on the 17th of July, 2025 from 9:30 onwards to answer one offence of driving a motor vehicle while your licence is suspended. Okay. Your court date, your details, mine, and the offence details are there. Okay.
You'll be there?
Not on this date. I won't be.
So
okay. If you were if you were to plead not guilty, it will then go to a hearing date, and then I'll turn up on that next date. Okay.
Can I ask one question? One question. It's a major question. Who is the sovereign
of our Commonwealth? At the moment, it's King Charles.
Right.
Yep.
King Charles. So this is where the Barons stood the King and the Queen down in 2001. So this is the most tough.
This is beyond my scope. This is beyond my scope. Okay.
Well, I'll be going through that in court.
Okay.
So it virtually comes down to Jimmy Savile, King's brother, Rolf Harris. They've been done for pedophilia. So,
I know Rolf Harris.
This is why, like, I'm not a sovereign citizen. I'm virtually just a guy that carries the Constitution and says, mate, we need a good king.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah. You're a pseudo-sovereign citizen, to an extent.
I'm just a normal guy that has normal human rights, as long as you're causing no harm. I mean, there's been no harm committed here. I'm just driving along. Yeah. So the harm has been committed. I've got stuff on my van to say, stop putting vaccines in our babies and our elderly. You're killing them.
I've got no. Look, I actually find it quite interesting what you've got on your van.
It's actually educational.
So,
I'm a normal mechanic. I went to work. I had a survey for a while, and I spoke out about the pedophile. I spoke out about a third tower that collapsed on 9/11. We're always programmed with twin towers dropping. Well, there's a third building that hit. So being an engineer, you do engineering, mate, it's straight to the ground. And they go, it comes down from an office site.
There's more information on the back there you can read off.
This is contract joined, but I'll take it because I want to have a chat with the judge.
Yep, no worries. So, anyway. Written notice, if you cannot make it to court on that date for whatever reason, the matter can be heard and dealt with in your absence. I suggest you don't take this option. I suggest you go to court. But I've got to give it to you. It's a written notice of pleading. So it explains your options about pleading not guilty, or other
this is where I just challenge the simple thing. Look, if I own the birth certificate, if I'm the beneficiary of the birth certificate, the executor, then there's a trustee. So virtually this birth certificate, like Stephen Carter, I say my mum registered that to the state. So the birth certificate says there, state of New South Wales, name Stephen Carter. Who owns that birth certificate? So that's the whole thing, and this is what we challenge in the court. Like, it's just a simple question. Okay. Is it owned by the state, or do I own that birth certificate?
Well, magistrates are more experienced than me. Your email address, sorry, you said StephenGregoryCarter@yahoo.com. Sorry?
StephenGregoryCarter@yahoo.com.
Carter@yahoo.com.
It's yahoo.com.
No worries. Mate, I'll send paperwork to that email address for you.
I'll be right. I'll get you calm in 5 minutes.
No, no worries, mate. All right, then.
Talk soon. All right, mate. Thank you. Give me a look. Talk later, guys. Gotta go.